Hi guys, welcome back to Avalon. So this is going to be a general, timeless, channeled reading. We're just going to see whatever message Spirit has for us today. So let's see what comes out here today. Okay, that's very fast. It's the energy of joy. Joy is the dance of the soul. Enjoy every moment. That's beautiful. That fits the New Year's message I have uploaded on the channel. It's the first video I've ever put up, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it because this seems to be connected. Back at the deck energy, we have connection. Stay connected with others, nature, and the universe. So as we're moving through this also astrologically, very, very curious time. I think Spirit really wants to tell us to stay grounded, to go out in nature, go for walks, grounding ourselves in our everyday lives as much as we can through meditation, through yoga, any sort of hobbies or creative endeavors that you like to pursue and that make you happy. Maybe taking a bath, maybe sleeping in or getting as much sleep as you can, but going after the joy. You know, Spirit is really asking you what brings you joy in your life, what makes you happy, and what uplifts your spirit here. You know, there's also a lot of butterflies on this card. So butterflies usually point to transformation. This is a very different time energetically for us here. You know, we're moving into a very, very different energy here for this year of 2026 and beyond. So whenever you see this, it still applies. But you know, maybe you're going through a phase of transformation right now where you're kind of sick and tired of putting everybody else first or settling for things that don't really serve you or don't really fulfill you. Spirit is really asking you to step into your joy and to focus on the people that bring joy and the experiences that make you feel joyous and fulfilled. And if you feel like you don't know how to reach this yet, just allow the transformation and this energy that we're going through right now to really guide you here and trust that everything happens according to plan and that everything is going to just work out fine. But yeah, let's clarify this with an oracle card. Okay, all that glitters. All that glitters isn't golden, right? Or all that glitters isn't gold. That's the saying. I think maybe we have all kind of been living behind a mask for a very, very long time, being very comfortable with our facades and our performances in society. That's kind of how we're raised, right? That's kind of how we're conditioned, is to play a certain role, to fit into society, to do as you're told in a way, and to stay exactly where you are. Society really wants us to be easily labeled and yeah, to do like we're told and to just fit into whatever is expected of us and not ever second guessing or questioning it. I think we're stepping out of that energy because it's not making us happy, it's not fulfilling us in any shape or form. So I think that's a good thing. I think Spirit is telling us to really step out of those performative lifestyles and leave connections and relationships behind that have benefited from this mask that you were wearing. It's not true to who you are, right? We're moving into the age of Aquarius now, so this is an energy of truth, authenticity, being honest and authentic, staying true to who you are and expressing yourself freely, showing the world who you really are, going after your passions and your purpose freely, and being okay with people not understanding that, but knowing it's the right thing for you. So really taking your power back and stepping into your happiness, into your joy. Let's see if Spirit can tell us more about this energy. Okay, so the first card here is the Six of Cups. The second card is the Wheel of Fortune. And the third card is the Strength card. So I think up until Leo time, this will kind of play out, you know, leaving past relationships behind or us leaving lifestyles behind that don't serve us any longer, really stepping into all that we are, the essence of ourselves, in this very consequential, honest, truthful way. And we can still look back on the past and be a little bit nostalgic about it, because not everything was bad. And maybe those facades and masks that we hid behind in the last few years kind of also helped us. They made us feel comfortable. It worked as a protective shield for us. It made us feel safe. But now it's time to embrace the shift and the change that is happening here energetically for us. With the Wheel of Fortune, that's most likely a positive change, and it's guided by Spirit. So, Spirit is really telling us to trust them. Everything is orchestrated in the way that it's supposed to. Everything is going according to plan. And if you feel guided to leave those old lifestyles and facades behind and step into the truth and authenticity of who it is that you are, you're going to be rewarded for that. I think there's a lot of creativity, a lot of passion, and a lot of self-expression that comes from this breakthrough here, or from this transformative energy, where we're going to come out at the other end being completely shifted, able to fully embrace the true nature of our being, and showing that freely, boldly, and confidently through our actions, through our passion projects, through our careers, through our creative side hustles here. Spirit is really telling us to be playful and to step into our creativity here in order to make this shift easier. So how are you kind of holding yourself back? How have you practiced sort of self-restraint? How did you try to just fit a mold and kind of forgot about your singing career because, I don't know, you felt like it wasn't achievable and you should settle for an everyday daily job that everyone is kind of working in? Or how did you kind of forgot about yourself and the dreams that you've had, giving into illusions that you're satisfied where you are, but actually you were never satisfied. You wanted something else for yourself. It's time to kind of uncover the lies that society has forced us to believe and that we told ourselves as well, and to step into our truth of saying, this is not me, this is not what I want anymore, and it's okay to change, and it's okay to shift out of that, and I'm just going to do that now. I'm going to find that energetic motivation within me to just be free. I'm breaking free. I'm shaking away the old chains of my life in a way, going for a new course and being open wide and really embracing that. And I see us being rewarded by that. This is going to play out over the next few months. We'll possibly completely step into this energy of joy and self-confidence around Leo season. Yeah, let's see if we can find a little bit more. Let's see if there's more clarification here. Six of Cups, Spirit. What's the Six of Cups? The Four of Pentacles. Holding back. Keeping it all hidden. The dreams, your purpose, not wanting to share it because out of fear of being judged, because you knew it was going to clash with your family's expectations or what your friends wanted you to do. Keeping a lot to yourself and putting on this facade on the outside that you were fine with doing that, but really you were hiding who you really were. You were hiding what it is that you truly always wanted and wanted to step into. And that energy is just gone now. This year is a complete shift. 2026 is a year one. We see the 10 on the card here of the Wheel of Fortune. That boils down to a 1 as well. This is a complete new start, a fresh new foundations, a complete new beginning for you. What are you going to take with you into this new life of yours that you're building? And what do you really have to leave behind because it doesn't serve you anymore? What have you outgrown? What people and relationships should be left behind? What jobs are not really fulfilling you anymore? Really being honest about that and no longer hiding your truth, no longer hiding who it is that you are. You can trust that in embracing yourself and showing yourself completely, you're going to find your community, your soul tribe, people that feel the same way, that are very similar to you, that are going to accept you for who it is that you are. You don't have to worry anymore about being liked. I always say the inner reality creates the outer form. So as soon as you have inwardly cleared all these lies that society has told you, all these ideas of who you should be, the moment you clear that and realize, I am something different or someone different now, or I want another experience, so I'm going to inwardly shift, that's ultimately going to lead to an outward shift as well, where you're going to change your frequency and therefore attract other people on the same frequency as you. So if you step more into your creativity, you're going to ultimately connect with more creative people. You know, if you really want to sing or learn a language, the moment you connect with that and go after that, you're going to meet even more people who are also wanting to learn another language and start fresh, and who also take singing lessons, you know, or whatever it is. Spirit says go after those initial nudges, your intuitive instinct. You know exactly what it is that you're good at. You know exactly what it is that brings you joy. Go after that fiercely, you know, with this fiery energy of Leo here of, I'm going to step into that boldly and just show myself as I am. I know that, therefore, on this journey, I'm going to find the right people who have a very similar outlook or mindset as me, and I will be embraced fully by that. I will be rewarded by the universe. This is a wake-up call for all of us to become more of who it is that we are and that Spirit wants us to be. No longer satisfying everyone else, but for once satisfying ourselves and what we want. Becoming, in a sense, a little bit more self-focused, but in a healthy and positive way of like, no, I'm not going to continue to do something that makes me sick mentally or emotionally. I'm not going to stay in a job that is mentally difficult for me. I'm not going to stay in a relationship that does not serve me and that's not equal. It's putting up boundaries, understanding your worth and your value, and using that as fuel to step into your creativity and into the things that you really want in your life. Seeking that joy, going after that joy. That's like the teachings of Abraham Hicks, right? Life is supposed to feel good. Life is supposed to be fun. Life is supposed to be more light. So why do we have all this heavy baggage here that we're kind of carrying with us since so many years? Why are we hiding ourselves? And what can we do in order to be more real with ourselves and therefore show ourselves as we truly are in the world? Being able to dance freely here in this open land, running wild, going wild for your dreams, and for the first time maybe in your life believing that you can actually achieve them. Maybe you have been raised in a family that told you that your creative hobbies and your creative dreams could never be grounded in reality, be accepted by society potentially. Maybe you had to hold back and keep a lot of your visions and ideas and future longings to yourself because your family didn't accept them or your family did not want you to move on them, to make them happen. I see you also kind of having compassion because the dolphin is seeing himself here in this mirror, almost in this picture, reflecting on the past. And I feel like maybe you had to hide behind a facade and behind a curtain to be accepted by your family or your friend circle, not being able to fully live out what it is that you wanted, and that is going to change. Okay, let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune here. And let's also clarify the Strength card. Thank you. So the Wheel of Fortune is being clarified by the Five of Cups. And the Strength card is being clarified by the Five of Swords. There's a little bit of worry here, a little bit of maybe even shame to finally step boldly into what it is that you want, confidently working on a vision, no longer allowing other people to hold you back. If you were taught to keep yourself small and to settle for less, it's obviously going to be very difficult and quite the bold move and statement to step out of that, you know, to maybe even show it to your family that you're no longer allowing them to speak to you a certain way, to hold you back a certain way, to keep you down a certain way, to maybe even speak up, facing your friends in a whole new way where you tell them, you know, I don't care what you think. I have this idea and I'm going to follow through on it, and I know it's the right thing because it feels intuitively right, because it feels aligned with my purpose, with what it is that I want to do in my life, because it brings me joy and peace, inner peace. It feels like it's enriching my life, gives my life even more value. And so I'm going to go after it. But obviously, changes and shifts like that go hand in hand with having to let go of the past and potential friends or maybe family members who don't understand what you're doing, who are not supportive of your new choices, of your idea to change your life around. And it's obviously going to be a challenge to accept that and to realize that not everyone is going to be on your side, not everyone is going to understand what you're doing, but Spirit is really telling you that you can trust yourself. If you have a very strong, deep relationship with Source, with the universe, if you have a strong faith and belief system, you will always fall back on your feet. And if some people leave your life because they don't understand you anymore, or they don't want to support what it is that you want to do, that's also a sign that maybe they were never supposed to stay in the first place. I know it's difficult, but firstly, it doesn't have to be forever. And secondly, maybe it's necessary. Maybe this is the moment in time in your life, this year 1 that we're in now, that is forcing you in a way to filter out your life, to let go of the relationships and connections that don't serve you and that were never actually on your side. People that weren't actually cheering for you. They just wanted maybe to, have their cake and eat it too, or be in your good graces so that they could benefit from your kindness or from your empathy or whatever, Maybe right now, Spirit is really showing you who deserves a seat at your table and who doesn't. Who actually should stay in your life and who should leave. Can you allow these people to leave? Because, life has different phases and not everyone is going to be part of every single new phase that you enter. This feels like you're closing out an old chapter of your life, and with it, some people are going to fall off. But, even though it might be a bit uncomfortable and feeling unusual right now, how can you ease that transition for yourself? How can you maybe even ease the pain of that, the loss of that, growing as a person and also spiritually growing? Becoming more of who you are always goes hand in hand with loss and letting go. And that can be very, very difficult and uncomfortable. But that doesn't mean that the growing is wrong. It doesn't mean that you should stay where you are, keeping yourself small and doing what you're told, knowing that you will be miserable the entire time while doing it. Sometimes it takes us really taking a stand, putting up a boundary, speaking up for ourselves when maybe we have never done that before, and say, enough of the shiny stuff, enough of the I do what I'm told, enough of the shoulda, coulda, woulda. I want to step into my joy. I want to find my inner peace. And if you don't understand that, that's fine. Can you maybe accept it and respect it either way and just support me? Or can you not? Will you be on my team or will you not? And if you're not, I'm fine with letting you go. Or maybe right now, then we need a break. We need to pause this friendship or whatever it is, I think you're really going to overcome this state of difficulty with this though, because it's almost like there's an inner force within you that cannot stop you from going after what it is that you want. I feel like you're really jumping off the edge here, really no longer allowing anyone or anything to hold you back from your dreams and from your wishes. Realizing that it's you who's going to make that happen for yourself. It's not outside circumstances, it's not life, it's not family, it's you. If you want something, you can get it. And in order to achieve it, you're going to very boldly step into your idea of what your dream is, your purpose, your mission. It's almost like even if something or someone tries to hold you back, even if you try to hold yourself back, it almost seems like that's not possible. Things are changing here regardless. And even though we might have growing pains, we're going to overcome this. We're going to get used to this new life that we're building. And we might start off kind of on wobbly legs, kind of shaking, kind of being unsure if we're doing the right thing. But I think connecting to the feeling of it is going to help us out here because it feels right. It feels good. It feels good to stand up for ourselves. It feels good to go after our desires freely and openly and no longer hiding anything away, tucking parts of ourselves away so that people don't feel triggered or annoyed. Just fully embracing all that we are, even our shadow sides, fully embracing our wishes and just going after them with confidence. No longer looking back on the past and the things that didn't work, no longer holding grudges, and even embracing this kind of difficult transitional period here, knowing that it's going to be done completely in summer of this year, or whenever you watch this in the summertime. So let's see if Spirit has a final message for us here. Maybe advice. Maybe a final clarifier. Inspiration. Inspiration is everywhere. Capture your ideas. Follow your inspiration. Follow your gut instinct. Follow what feels right. What you intuitively know is right. Follow that. You cannot be mistaken. Spirit is completely, utterly supporting you on this new life and this new journey that you're beginning. You cannot fail because you become more of who you are. This is the age of Aquarius. No more hiding. No more staying away from your dream life, but almost attacking it, coming in angry in a way. I want things to be completely different than they were in the past, so I'm going to do whatever it takes in order to get there, and you will get there. Follow your creative ideas. Follow your creative desires. Make them clear. Articulate them to the universe. The universe always listens. Put them into the vortex, as Abraham Hicks would say. And try to raise your frequency up to the point where your manifestation then can come in. But there's such a force here, so much energy, such a positive outlook. This is a complete new beginning. This is showing the world who you really are, but not necessarily caring about what it has to say, because you know you're doing the right thing for yourself. It's time to step into your power and to work your magic. And to get creative. And to just be. Without withholding, without worrying if you will be liked or not. You will. Because if you become more of who you are, that's always a win for society. That's always a win for your environment. Because you will be happier, you will feel more fulfilled, and that will inspire other people to go on the same journey as you. You are on the right track. That's all I have for you today. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching and thank you for being here. Have a nice day.